let us discuss about wrapper classes. Java is an object-oriented language and can view everything as an object except primitive types. Primitive types are not objects and they do not belong to any class. They are defined in the language itself. Sometimes it is required to convert a primitive type into an object. Let me quote an example. Vectors in Java store only objects. So whenever you want to store a data type in a vector, it has to be converted into an object and then added to a vector. Let me define simply what is a wrapper class. As the name says, a wrapper class wraps or encloses around a data type and gives it an object appearance. Whenever the data type is required as an object, this object can be used. Wrapper classes include methods to unwrap the object and give back the data type. It can be compared with a chocolate. The manufacturer wraps the chocolate with some paper or foil to prevent it from pollution. The user takes the chocolate, removes and throws the wrapper and eats it. Wrapper classes are immutable, which means that once you create an object, you cannot change the object's value. We know that we have 8 primitive data types. So here we have a list of the wrapper classes and their corresponding primitive types. So we have 8 primitive types as well as their corresponding 8 wrapper classes, which is nothing but integer, float, double, byte, short, character, boolean, long, like this. For example, when you go to a character class, if the character class allows a char data type to be wrapped into an object. Again, as we discussed, it contains many methods. Similarly, the character class also have some methods that allow us easy testing, processing and conversion of character data. We can discuss about how to wrap an object, how to wrap or else unwrap later. Here I am quoting in a simple example. To create an object from these wrapper classes, you can pass a value to the constructor, and then primitive you can also assign a primitive value to a wrapper class. Here I am quoting it like this. The most common methods of the integer wrapper class. Here I am quoting only example for an integer class, but we know that we have other 7 wrapper classes. So like parsing, it returns some signed decimal integer value. ToString, it returns a string value. A byte, double value, float value, int value, short value, long value, like that. We have different methods, common methods that are used with integer wrapper class. Similarly, we have some more utility methods for integer class also, like to hexa string, to binary string, to octal string. You can convert an integer value to octal, hexa, as well as something binary. It also contains some parsing methods. Parse methods are called as, for example, the numeric wrapper classes has a static method that converts a string into a number. The integer class has a method that converts a string into an int. The double class has a method that converts a string to a double. These methods are known as parse methods because their names begin with the word parse. Here are the examples. Now, for example, now a value called as 2599, I want to store into an integer variable. So now we are using integer.parsing. Here integer is the wrapper class, parsing is a method. So it converts 2599, which is a string, will be converted into an integer value. Similarly, it is long, float, double, byte, etc. Here are the parse methods all through a number format exception if the string object does not represent a numeric value. toString method. Each of the numeric wrapper class has a static toString method that converts a number to a string. The method accepts the number as its argument and returns a string representation of that number. The toString of integer will be stored as a string. So I is an integer value which is 12 will be stored as a string into a variable called as str1, which is of type string. As we discussed, we have some utility methods like toBinary, toHexa, as well as toOctal. For example, here we have one variable called as number, which is of type integer. We will store value called as 14. Whenever you convert into a binary string by using integer wrapper class of the some number, so it will be the 14 will be converted into a binary value called as 1110. And if it is an hexa string, it comes to E, and then if it is an octal string, it comes to 16. Finally, let us have an example for how to wrap and how to unwrap it. So first, let us convert a primitive type into integer object. That means nothing but wrapping. So here we have one variable called as I, which is of type int, which stores a value called as 100. So whenever we require I as an object in a particular situation, we have to convert I into an object. So to convert it to an object, we need a wrapper class called as integer. So here we specified integer iobj is an identifier equals to new integer of I. So whatever the value of I will be stored into iobj as object. Now whenever we require variable I as an object, we can make use of iobj. Similarly, we can unwrap the data. We can unwrap into a primitive type, an object into a primitive type. Here, where I'm quoting another example here. Here, int j equals to iobj, which is an object type of integer I, dot int value. So here, int value is a method of integer class that returns int data type. Thank you.